Hey guys, how's it going? Just doing some California vehicle code research. Saw the checkpoint earlier this evening, and I'm pretty sure it said driver's license checkpoint. And basically, the state and DMV, they give local and municipalities, all the powers they want to conduct these checkpoints, vehicle inspection checkpoints, sobriety checkpoints, driver's license checkpoints. And I was just looking around, and I saw something interesting. Sections 12,500, which said that notwithstanding a certain other sections, may an officer impound a vehicle if the only violation is 12500, which is not having a valid driver's license. And but it said right before that, notwithstanding like section 14602 and 2 point something and 14607 point something, and these were two other vehicle codes, and one was concerning like having a previous DUI or having your license revoked or suspended for having a previous DUI or speeding tickets or something like that. And if that has happened to you before, if you're simply not driving with a license, then they can impound your vehicle for that. And then the next one, the other code was about interlocking devices, DUI stuff again. But I'm pretty sure only one of the codes in them did it say simply, like if you have a current suspended license or your license is revoked. If you have like interlocking stuff, like DUI stuff, in order to drive your vehicle, you got to be sober, you got to blow into something or whatever. And then like between it all, and just in between a couple commas, it's like if you're driving with a suspended license. So even though they can set up these checkpoints and the law states that you cannot, notwithstanding these two laws, you cannot impound a vehicle for violating sections 12,500, which is simply not having a license. But then within those two sections, notwithstanding, it simply states if you don't have a license, they can take your shit. So those are the new laws that they enacted. I don't know who we voted on and let them do that, because that's kind of BS. All these people are just getting stopped, and I'm sure a bunch of vehicles are going to get seized tonight. Maybe they'll catch a couple drunk drivers, which is kind of cool. I'm still a little iffy on the corpus delicti stuff, like I really kind of feel this whole Minority Report kind of crap is getting out of hand, where everyone's basically committing crimes without, hurting anyone or damaging any property. Just the laws are out of hand. So, I was looking for loopholes. And I guess the next thing, if I can look at, or we can look at, would be, the signage and how they place the signage. You're supposed to have outlets, and signage is supposed to be placed. But I read a little bit, and it's all pretty vague, So, but I guess that's about that. It looks like, at least in California here, if you get stopped at any of these checkpoints, you better have all your paperwork in order, or you're losing your vehicle, which is complete and utter bullshit. There was another law in there that said that there are certain people that are exempt from these checkpoints, and anything after whatever. I guess if you're exempt to the checkpoint, there's going to be no violations anyway. And there are like officers or people who are on duty and driving like a state-owned vehicle or county-owned vehicle or city-owned vehicles or things like that. And it kind of got me to thinking about the whole, we don't really own our shit, if you're registering that stuff every year, your certificate of title or whatever, like it's not yours if you're still paying anything for it. And technically, if it's the state's and you're using it, you're working for the state, so therefore you should be exempt from any checkpoints. Look into it. Yeah, should be pretty interesting. So, and like I said, the only other out I saw was, as far as them conducting their operations appropriately, with appropriate signage and distance and things like that. And like I said, what the little bit of laws I saw on that were pretty vague. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Don't drive, man. Just don't drive. You'll be all right. Yeah. But at least, I guess, have your license, insurance, registration, own the vehicle. I don't know. So I guess they can't impound the vehicle if it's not owned by you. There might be a little something like that too. If you don't own the vehicle, you can maybe look into that a little bit more too. So I think I did my fair share of reading this evening. There's not a lot to it really. It's all off the cuff right now actually. I just sat in front of the computer for about 15-20 minutes really, and just got some information in my head and did a couple of videos, and finally I'm ending with this one where I'm not even showing the computer now. So the information's there, but I guess generally just you got to pay out a little bit. Pay out a little bit so you don't lose a lot. Kind of sucks, I know, but look into it, guys. Stay safe out there. Look for your checkpoints. They're supposed to advertise that stuff in advance too. There's pages on Facebook. There's apps for checkpoints too. You can look into all that stuff so you can stay clear of all of that nonsense. Laters.